want to hear a story, mga apo?
Yes, Lolo!
Then come sit here near at my feet. Come on, don't be shy. Okay, now, so don't interrupt me, alright? Because my memory is fleeting as a summer breeze. And you may find that an interrupted story is worse than no story at all. Now, what I am going to tell you is a little different, but something you'll hopefully remember when you find the need for this memory. I was the third son of Francisco, a town hall clerk, and Carmencita, a housewife, in a small town called Canda, somewhere south in Bukidnon. It is far from here, very far. To go there, you have to travel by ship or airplane, and by bus for more than 12 hours. We lived in a small house, made smaller by the fact that we were 3 sons, all not far apart from age. Fernando was the oldest. Alejandro, your grandfather, followed after a year. Then me, barely a year later as well. After that, Nanay just declared she would not get pregnant again. And indeed, she didn't.
Boys, wake up! It's already morning! Hey! Hey! Wake up!
We were boisterous, as all boys are, and it was all that Nanay could do to keep us in place. We had no household help. We only had Apple, Nanay's father.
It's already morning. Wake up! Hey!
Apple was 84, but he was still spry and lively. He would wake up early every morning, rouse us out of bed, nag us to do our chores, scrubbing the floor.
Tiptoe by the window, that is where I'll be. Come tiptoe through the tulips with me. Oh, tiptoe.
Watering the plants, feeding the animals, and among other things.
Come tiptoe through the tulips with me. Lady, in flowers we'll stray, we'll keep the showers away. And if I kiss you in the garden, in the moonlight, will you pardon me and tiptoe through the tulips with me?
And we'd then sit in the veranda all day. Often, I would sit with Apple. He would tell me stuff about the war, and the times that his family had to leave their home in the middle of the night, as the shelling and the bombing started in their town. There were times as well when Apple talked about the not like ours, his term for the supernatural. He had seen a capre, he said. He had also been friendly with a duende and had witnessed a manananggal flapping its wings. I spent so much time with Apple that my brothers picked me on constantly, calling me a sissy. That was my favorite taunt, for they knew I hated to be called that. Was it my fault then that sometimes I liked Apple's company better than theirs? I was no wimp. I played their games and excelled at some. And nobody could catch me when we were playing tag. But I did not like hunting, which was one of their favorite pastimes. I love birds, and I hated to see them hurt. I cried once when I saw Fernando hit Amaya in the chest. The poor bird falling from a branch, merely stunned or dead. I didn't know. I ran away before they could see my tears. One day, Tatay came home with bad news. The body of Budok, a farmer from another barangay, was found that morning.
Pablo! Pablo!
Excuse me, have you seen my dog?
No, we haven't. There goes that kid again, looking for his dog.
Pablo! Pablo! Pablo!
It was mangled beyond recognition, and only the guitar embossed with his name lying just a few feet away, and his clothes identified him. A young boy who was looking for his dog found the animal sniffing the body behind the bamboo clump not far from town. According to Tata, it was the second such murder in 2 months. But they had not worried before because the first victim was a stranger, and the murder had taken place in Antil. What was queer, Tatay said, was that someone pulled out Budok's internal organs. According to the doctor, neither a bolo nor a knife was used for the crime. Which didn't make sense at all, for that would mean that the person used his hands. And how could a pair of hands do the damage it did?
He used his hands, eh?
That's right, Tay.
Is it Doc Morales? I'm going to see.
Don't play on the table.
What's he doing? Maybe he's smoking or doing stuff on his wooden chest.
Tay, what's that?
That's a nice piece of work right there. Don't see many bronze daggers nowadays.
We are not dealing with something ordinary here.
Where?
I've been to Doc Morales.
The coroner's report from Antil arrived already, and his findings matched that of Doc Morales's. It was done by a woman. And personally, I know who did it.
It was done by the not like ours.
Nobody spoke, not even Fernando, whose credulity, I was sure, was already stretched to its limit. I think it was because Apo sounded really ominous. It was a relief then to hear Tatay ask Apo how they arrived at the conclusion, and what type of creature did Apo think the culprit was.
You remember the stories I told you, Ton?
But which?
About the Manlalayong.
The other day, I was just telling Tonyo about the creature called the Manalayog. And that's why I got suspicious when I heard you describe the body. It occurred to me that I have seen that type of murder before, so I went to doctors to see if we could find strands of a woman's hair and a piece of a broken nail to prove my hunch.
Given if you find those evidences, how can you conclude it was really the Manlalayog?
You know Budok? He's young, isn't he? And strong. Then how can a woman claw his face and pull out his internal organs with her own hands? How can you explain that?
But she maybe used a blunt object, like a spoon. Or maybe she was not alone. Or...
Nobody believes in them anymore. And it will be our deaths.
Wait, Tay. What is a Manlalayog? Please tell us. We really don't know.
A Manlalayog is a creature that possesses special powers. Once she is hunting, killing her becomes a challenge, for she transforms into a very beautiful woman who will certainly use her considerable charm to weaken a man's will.
But how can we kill her then?
Stab backwards. Isko, you know what to do.
Our great Lolo died within a week, but not before telling his 15-year-old son everything that he knew about the monster he bested. He gave him the dagger to keep, as well reminding him that he should follow his father's footsteps should the same thing happen again. But he was already too old. Too old. Apple was shaking his head, looking at the weapon in his hand wistfully.
So what do you suggest we do? I can't very well do it, if that's what you're suggesting.
And why not? You're still young and strong.
Hey!
Sometimes we have to be brave, boys.
Fernando. What? Do you think she'll strike again? just one of the apple's tails. Wanna bet nothing will happen tomorrow?
How can you say that? Apple was telling the truth. You saw his face when he was talking about his father. How can you just ignore it?
Way to go, Tonyo. We didn't know you'd really believe that.
Sisi, find the manlalayo? What a crazy idea. Should have boys like me for breakfast and still have room for more.
Just don't want to face it. We're just afraid you'll be your next victim.
So, you're not afraid, huh? Well, brave boy. Why don't you take Apple's dagger and find the manlalayo yourself? What a coward is Sisi.
Sisi! Yes, I'll do it.
We didn't really mean that, Ton. We're just teasing you.
No, I'll go. Otherwise, Tatay has to do it. And you know Nana is mad at Apple for saying he has to do it.
Are you sure you can do it, Ton?
Yes, I'll go.
When Apple went to his usual place in the veranda, they helped me look for the bronze dagger in Apple's bedroom. We found it on top of his clothes in the caban, and we hid it in my closet. When we were sure that our parents and Apple were asleep, we rose, and I took out the dagger from the closet, tucked it into the waistband of my pants.
Better carry it. Don't do it, please. You'll get yourself killed.
Don't worry, I'll take care.
Then I ran into the wide streets and onto the open fields that lay between us and the town proper. I reached the town in 10 minutes. Tired by my run, I plopped down on the bench in the plaza, contemplating my next action. My heart was beating rapidly. I was sitting in the middle of the plaza with only the bronze dagger to comfort me. I seemed to be the only one awake in the whole town.
Tonyo!
But the killing stopped after that. And to my brothers, and even to the other children, I was no longer Tonyo the wimp. Overnight, I had become Tonyo the brave. And that was the name I became known for the rest of my life. Yes, that was a nice story, my dear. But there are no more stories like that. Tomorrow I'll tell you instead about how the river Polongi came to be. That was also a nice story. Now you're going up. It's already late. And Lolo Tonyo is also tired. And you all have to go to school tomorrow. So good night. Good night.